5 guys in the friend zone, fuck them. They're called orbiters. We call those guys orbiters. They're orbiting around you, waiting to get at you. You gotta cut them off too. So what's the difference? You think someone's gonna marry you with 5 guys in the friend zone and let you keep those relationships and go to dinner with them and go to the gym with them? You think a guy of value is gonna allow that?
See, this is a problematic conversation because, yes, I do.
So you marry a guy and he has fucking J-Lo and
say Rihanna. I can't stand her.
Rihanna.
Selena Gomez. He has all these girls in the friend zone. And he's, hey, I'm going to go to lunch with Selena Gomez right now. You okay with it? No.
I'm going to go to lunch with Ariana Grande. Hey, J-Lo just hit me up. I'm going to go train her. She wants me to help her with her Pilates. It's okay, wife. I'll be back.
Wow.
Are you okay with that?
No.
So why would he be okay with that?
Right.
It's just food for thought.
See, but like those kind of things, like, you know how I am. I freaking have a podcast. I talk to people, you know, ideally 2 times a week. And then I have my own social life which is really just the gym. And
so you think you're special?
I don't think I'm special.
Really sad because so many landlords are no longer accepting Section 8 vouchers.
Well, looks like winter is upon us. It looks like winter is here. God rest his soul, Kevin Samuels said that the day was coming where these vouchers and these government programs would be turned against black women. See, the black man is not in the home because the government has been there to support black women. But when people decide that your voucher is no good because they don't want you to live in their house, when people decide that they don't want to do business with you, that's very different. Black women are the most evicted in this country already. Black men are not in the house. And now they're saying, hey, we don't want your money. We don't want your Section 8 business. We don't want your vouchers. Time to go find your black men.
We don't talk enough about how passport bros are just predators.
I'm not a predator if I sleep with women in America. But if I sleep with women outside of America, I'm a predator. Got you. Guess that means you should stop sleeping with people in different states, too, right? You live in Florida. Don't sleep with somebody in Chicago. You're a predator. Logic. The obesity rate in a different country is not as high as America. Stay here and sleep with all the mammoths. Got it? Women in other countries are nice and they look good. Stay here. Deal with somebody who's nice but don't look good. Or deal with somebody who looks good and wants to rob you passively. Nice. I don't think she used logic. I don't think logic matters to her. She's not happy at all. She keeps on forgetting to use her Planet Fitness membership.
I want to talk about transgender issues. Should trans women be included in feminist conversations? How about in women's spaces?
Yes, they're women. What's the question?
Pearl,
trans women are women.
So I want to come at this from the position of an athlete.
Oh, Jesus.
So I play semi-pro basketball, semi-pro volleyball. So when it comes to like athletic spaces, I don't think that trans women should be allowed into athletic spaces because I don't think it's a fair. I think as female athletes, we work so incredibly hard for the little opportunity there is in women's sports.
Would this be a barrier for you?
There's no barrier. There's less opportunity in some industries.
That's what a barrier is.
There's less. It's not. No. It's
That's
based
what
on the market.
means.
Okay.
Hold on, guys.
Okay, so again, we work very hard for the little opportunity there is in the space because we're not as entertaining as the men. Sorry, we're just not. And so it's like you're going to take the little opportunity that we're given. And the problem is, like, we can't compete. We can't. Like, I'm 6 foot. If I go up against a 6 foot guy and I play basketball with him, he's going to body me.
And what happens if I go up against you?
Even if I have years more of training. And so it's like you're taking away the little opportunity that we're given and we all work so hard for. And you're just giving it back to biological guys. It's like this will be the end of women's sports.
Have you tried confidence?
Eli, hold on, Minnie.
Sorry,
Eli.
confidence can't make me bench what a guy benches.
I don't
Confidence can't
understand
make
why
me
you guys
6'7".
are so hostile. She's sharing her
And confidence
experience
can't make
in
me
a
6'7".
specific
No, she's
field.
sharing
And I'd have to
misogyny.
go.
No, she's not. She's a woman who's had an experience.
Hold on, one at a time.
You guys
We
are
let
so
Pearl
obsessed with your
finish.
own experiences and your own existence, and yet when a woman is sitting here telling you, I feel as though this is unfair and this is compromising and this situation is not helping women, you guys are like, meh, meh, meh. But when you're like, I'm a black person that did this, 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 and this, then it's valid and fair and viable.
Eli, I want to give you the chance to respond.
So this is basically a joke of a talking point. Everyone has biological advantages in sports. How tall are you?
5'11" and a half. I'm tall.
I'm 5'8". I am a trans woman. You would crush me. You would absolutely crush
bone
me.
density, wrist strength, muscle density. You can't switch those.
Yeah, exactly. You would crush me.
But also, Eli, you would never play at the level that Pearl plays because you would never get there.
So let me give you a few more examples here, too. So Michael Phelps produced more lactic acid in his body, which caused him to swim better than any of his competitors. This was widely celebrated, and nobody contested it. Now, this is a performance-enhancing hormone. So we all have different bodies. And now I'm not saying that trans women who aren't on hormones should participate, but there are, every major medical and every major sports organization agrees that trans women who have been on hormones for between 1 and 3 years, depending on the organization, have the same competitive abilities.
The study that you're referencing had like 7 people participated.
That's misinformation, by the way. I'm referencing several different studies. I'm a trans woman and a researcher.
It's getting personal. I don't want it to be personal.
A lot of us live in this space where we're told that our opinions don't count because they're not the right kind of opinions. And we're constantly shouted over and talked over, regardless of what we look like, because there's one group in society that basically takes precedence, and it's frustrating. So yeah, of course, it's frustrating because when we try to talk about it, we get shouted down, we get told to be quiet, we get spoken down to as well. So there's hostility there for plenty of women.
Let's try to make this an opportunity to speak.
You're literally a white woman from Australia. You live in a bubble, and you're pissed that voices that have been silenced forever finally can be heard.
That's why they have the voice, because they speak up.
Okay, we're having a conversation about transgender women participating in sports, and I wanted to allow more people to participate. Jordan, I wanted to hear from you.
So I am not a professional athlete. The closest thing I have ever done to anything athletic was I used to do competitive show choir when I was younger. And I don't feel really qualified to make carte blanche statements about whether or not trans women should compete in every kind of sport. And I understand that that is that's a hard pill to swallow. And for me, my first inclination is to approach everything through a lens of inclusivity. But at the same time, I also can't speak accurately to every kind of sport and the different things that go into it. So I really think in these instances, the decisions are best left up to the professional governing bodies that dictate these particular sports.
I just feel like in places, as an ally, in places where there's no understanding, we can just respect and not really, like, our opinions don't fucking matter.
Eli, I saw you nodding your head over there.
Several times. This is more than about sports. This is about free and equal participation for transgender people in social life. And the right sees this as a socially acceptable way to begin to remove trans people from different engagements in our society. So it does just start with sports or bathrooms or locker rooms, something that they find is more acceptable. And then at this point, they started to move into education, getting trans teachers fired, banning trans books. This is a route that is very effective because it's seen as more acceptable. But it's also overlooking a lot of major details. Like, do y'all know how many trans women have won national titles?
One too many.
One. Leah Thomas is the only one.
One too many.
One too many? If women's sports were actually going to end in some way, it's just not happening. Wouldn't you think there would be more trans women in sports when the majority of states do allow trans women full participation? International titles? 0. No global titles have ever been won by a trans woman.
I want to move on.
Women don't feel like they need men in the most physical sense, perhaps
that's
like
right.
naturally.
It's very interesting. Women don't feel like they need men in a physical sense because life is soft, but it's bullshit. And it's bullshit because you still need men by proxy, one, and two, the second life gets difficult, you very quickly learn how much you need men. But women will go, I'm independent, I don't need no man because I have an OnlyFans and men pay my OnlyFans, and if anyone comes up to me, I'll call a male police officer. I don't need men. Shut up, you fucking idiot. Of course you do. You just named your whole life is based on fucking men. The road you're driving on was paved by a man. The house you're living in was built by a man. The car you're driving was designed by a man. Your whole life depends on men. And the second anything bad were to happen to you, the second you were physically threatened, or times were to get hard, or war were to start, or famine, or riots, the first thing you do is find a big strong man, shit yourself, and throw the feminism out the window.
Yeah, I got shot when I was 23. I married a young lady that everybody was telling me not to, but I was like, look, y'all don't understand our love. So we get into a huge argument one day, and the first time I tried to leave, she ran out the house and like hit the windshield with a shovel and like shattered the windshield.
Ooh, that's pretty bad.
Not too long after that, we get into another argument. So I had a pistol on deck at all times, so she wouldn't grab it. Like, you're not gonna leave this time. You're gonna listen to me finish this argument. I was holding our son at the time, right? I turn to leave. She shoots me in the forearm. The bullet goes through my forearm and goes across his forehead. I'm looking at my son, his face is bleeding, my arm's bleeding. I set my son down and I look, she's got the gun pointed at my head, bro. And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to leave. All I could do was close my eyes and all I heard was click.
Oh, shit.
So then she's messing with the gun. The only thing I can think of, like if I try to run, she go shoot me in the back. So I just ran towards her and just turned into a UFC maniac. Wow, wow.
I've heard females say that they stopped talking to a guy because he was too nice.
What does that mean?
I was like, where he at? I just want somebody to treat me nice. All these niggas out here treating me like
how do you lose out for being too nice?
He just was too nice. She was like, he always was waiting on her hand and feet. Everything she asked for, everything she said was yes. Like, he was a pushover. I feel that though. Like, I feel
so
that.
A guy can lose out for being a pushover.
Yeah.
So if he too nice,
do me a favor, please. Get out of here. Get out of here, man.
Nah, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do it at all. There's no way you're gonna say that he was too nice. So basically, you got everything you wanted, and that wasn't good enough. Yet, if a dude tell you no, nah, he's misogynistic, he's mean, he's this and that, he neglects me, right? Make up your mind.
A lot of women out here say they have an issue with hearing the word no, but yet when a yes man comes,
they don't like him.
They don't like him.
He's not attractive.
Granted, don't be a yes man. Don't sway to everything. Stand up for yourself if you don't want to do something, but like, don't be a yes man. But at the same time, you got what you wanted and had a good man, yet you discarded him because he was too good.
Yeah, that shit don't make no sense. So what would you rather? You rather a nigga that beat your ass and cheat on you? Like, I don't get it. Right? What Kevin Samuel say? Ass whoopers and felons? That's what she want?
You rather the dogs you was dealing with than the good man that you had, that you was asking for.
Well, if that's how you move, then that's what you deserve and get. So any woman who I ever hear say, oh, he was too nice, any bad relationship you get, that's your fault. You picked him.
What I need you to do is turn down the diva energy, because it's not helping you.
Now you're trying to say I have diva energy?
Yes.
Oh,
because
wow.
you got this energy like, well, you're mean and you're this and that. I'm like, well, you're the one that called in and said, hey, I'm having problems attracting non-weak men.
Correct.
And I'm listening to what you're saying and I'm like, well, you attract what you are. Ooh. So do I. We all attract what we are. So, ma'am, listen and turn down the diva energy. At 5'4", 180 pounds, you weigh more than a man at your height. The average American male is 5'10" and 168 pounds. Seriously, ma'am, if we weight adjusted you, you will be the size of an offensive or defensive lineman.
Father is facing 180 days in jail for overpaying his child support and over-visiting his 11-year-old son. His attorney and a community activist are now demanding answers.
It's my responsibility to take care of it. You know, I brought him in this world. I have to.
Clifford Hall says he's more than happy to pay child support for his 11-year-old son.
I'm his father. You know, it's my responsibility to take care of it.
But Hall says when the amount of child support was modified, no one told him.
And I discovered that for some reason, his employer was withholding a large amount some weeks, a small amount some weeks, zero amount some weeks.
And I didn't want to go to jail, basically.
So Hall quickly paid almost $3,000 in back child support. When Hall and his ex-wife were in Judge Lisa Millard's court last November, he owed nothing.
Opposing counsel testified twice that he's all paid up.
But the attorney representing the child's mother wanted Hall to pay her $3,000 in attorney fees, and Judge Millard agreed. Court documents also reveal Hall wasn't following the court's scheduled times to pick up his son, another modification he says he knew nothing about.
The judge ended up sentencing him to 6 months in jail.
When she said, I remand you to the Harris County Jail for 180 days, my mouth just dropped. I can't be there for my son in jail. I can't pay child support in jail. You know, this is not in the best interest of the child.
Judge Millard also points out Hall's attorney could have filed a motion for reconsideration. She says that would have allowed her to hear both sides again and reevaluate the situation.
So after doing further research, Clifford Hall actually ended up getting released from jail after serving 14 days, thankfully to his strong legal team that he had hired to defend him. But here's what ended up happening overall. So not only did this innocent man spend 2 weeks of his life in jail, he lost his job. His employer even admitted that it was a clerical error on their part, and now he's $10,000 in debt, including having to also pay for his ex-wife's attorney fees, which she's the one that actually brought him to court in the first place. And as soon as he got out, he owed another $1,000 for child support. Where is the justice for these fathers?
Oh my God, I'm officially divorced! Yes! I'm officially primary custodian of the kids.
So she's asking to take on the majority share of the work. So you're going to get all the benefits. You're going to take all the responsibilities, right? You're going to support these kids that you're fighting over, right?
What about the child support?
A few moments later.
That's it?
Uh-oh.
Are you kidding me? Now all of this financial burden with my children is on me?
What? What do you mean now? All of this financial burden is on me? Then you fucking asked for it. You wanted all of your kids to live with you? You had the arm out? Now you're over here crying because all of the financial burden is on you? Oh, man, come on. Look at her.
Subscribe to Smoking Talk.